Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's Wes. I am Midgard Axe, and today we're going over doing the no axe to grind on the CRKT Freyr axe. Kind of taking things casual tonight, guys. I need to after the issues I've had with this axe head here and the axe in general. I didn't really plan on making a video tonight. The last time you guys saw me with this axe, I was telling you why I thought the handle broke, why I think this thing is kind of flawed, and was going to be sourcing a handle for it. So kind of was online tonight and was going over the reviews on this thing, and I kind of already had an inkling and an idea on what other people were experiencing with this axe, okay? And it's kind of weird because when you go through and look at the, well, it's not weird to me. When you go in and look at the reviews on this axe head here, or this axe, okay, you'll see a lot of breakages, and oddly enough, the breakages are almost exactly the same as mine. They're all breaking around the axe eye, okay, the axe head eye, or in the axe head eye. The handles are. So they're all having about the same type of breakage, which is why I said that I felt like this thing should have been hafted down farther on the shoulder. I think they're sourcing, I think the hickory handles that they're using, their source that they're getting their handles from, they're not getting very good hickory either, because these things are snapping left and right. I'm going to be honest with you guys, after reading a bunch of the reviews, and I'll put some of the pictures up that I found online of other axes, the same CRKT Freyr axe, where they're breaking all in the same spots. And I will tell you this too. A lot of the reviews, actually about 95% of the reviews I found with the breakages that were the same as mine, they were all saying they were chopping with it. They weren't even throwing it. And if you guys remember, if you go back to my last video and I told you that the handle broke, I said that I bet that even if I was just chopping with this axe, this head would have broke on this handle. Like I've said before, throwing axes is the same in some aspects of regular chopping axes, and then it's different. And I'm telling you guys right now, if you take an axe and you throw it and the head comes loose, it would have come loose when you chop with it. It is a good representation to find out if an axe head is seated properly on a handle. I'm talking clean throws. I'm not talking bouncing the axe off the target, hitting the knob and hitting the eye and hitting the axe sideways on the target. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about clean axe throws, sticking the bit into the target. You know, you don't have to do that. I'm just saying, I'm an axe thrower. I can usually tell if an axe is good or not by throwing an axe. Point blank, period. That's it. That's my experience. That's my opinion. And I will tell you that it's worked for me for a very long time. As you can see, a lot of the axes that I design and haft. Do you see me having to half new handles on those heads a lot? No. And I'm using a bunch of those axes that I've hafted almost every week on my shorts now for almost a year. This thing right here, I'll be honest, and I'm not hating on CRKT at all. I like some of their products. But this thing right here, not the axe head, but the hafting and the wood, this thing is flawed. It's flawed from the start. Sorry, but it is. And I know that there's some hardcore CRKT guys out there that are going to beat the drum and, give me a bunch of crap because they're hardcore CRKT fans. Guys, I like CRKT. I'm not hating on the company per se. I'm hating on this axe right here. I'm not talking about knives. I'm not talking about the Berserker right now. I'm talking about this. So let's leave the company out of it for just a minute, and the other products that they push out that might be great. This is about this, okay? And I'm sorry, but this thing is flawed. The design is really nice. Elmer, who designed this, he did a great job. I mean, it is a great design. I'm not hating on him at all. This is a great design. It needs to be improved with hafting, handle choice. The hickory choice that they're using for handles needs to be gone back to the drawing board on, because it's just not good. It's not good, and it's repetitive. It's the same failures over and over and over again that I see online. They're all the same, guys. Some different here and there, but there's a good majority that are the same when it comes to this axe failing. I think that CRKT CRKT should really go back to the drawing board, and they should start listening to their customers, because there's a bunch of people that have broken this axe. And you know what a lot of the guys in their reviews said? I'm never buying CRKT again. Do you know how many people have gone into my comment section and have told me how much they hate CRKT because their products suck? Do I think all of CRKT products suck? No. But I do think some of them are extremely flawed, including this. So if I was CRKT, I would listen to your customer base. I would pay attention to this. You might make American knives that are incredible and great. But if my first experience is with this axe, I'm not going to go try and buy one of your USA-made knives, because I'm going to put CRKT's experience on this thing here and say, this is what I got. I'm not buying anything else they produce. I know you guys produce some good stuff. So, you know, but a lot of people out there, they're going to give companies one chance and one chance only. And if you know this is a problem, I would suggest fixing it. The reason why I'm not going to give this to you guys as a free giveaway, remember when I told you that in the last video I broke the handle and I wasn't going to make this video? Well, I went outside to start hafting the Helco Rhineland hatchet, the new handle that came in, and I brought this out with me, and I'll roll the video in of that now. I actually made a video of this and was going to post this video I'm rolling behind me talking now, and I decided not to. But as you can see in this video, I'm going through and I'm hafting the Rhineland hatchet, and then I start talking about the CRKT Freyr axe and putting it on the old Helco handle. It actually looks really good. Tell me what you guys think of this look. It's on, I think that handle's around like 12 inches now with this CRKT Freyr axe head on it. Man, that thing feels good in the hand. It looks really good. I like that look. Anyway, so I start going through it and I start to put the axe head on the handle, and I'm noticing that this thing is all kinds of weird looking. Really didn't pay attention, and guys, it was on me. This was totally on me, but I will say this. It was on me, but it wasn't. I didn't notice, but if you look now, and it's probably rolling on the screen now, when I put this axe head up into the sky and looked at it, the forging on this thing, guys, is all jacked up too. I mean, it is just all kinds of leaning. If you put the eye, the bottom of the eye where the lugs are, towards your face and hold it up in the sky, the whole thing is drooping to the left. Okay, I don't have a forge and I don't have time to go back and fix that. That's way too much work for me to do. I don't have time for that, and that's not my game. That's not what I do. I don't do forging work. So yeah, it's just one thing after another with this thing, guys. I'm not going to give it to you. I'm not going to send it out as a free giveaway, just because I don't feel like sending you guys crap. And I'm not saying that everything CRKT produces is crap. I'm saying that this thing right here, this one I have in my hand right now, it is crap. Sorry, I'm not trying to be rude to them, but it is. And you know what really sucks about it too is that this thing was $70-some. And I've seen axes that were cheap. The Berserker, I'll be honest with you guys, the Berserker's way better than this. It is. That's just my opinion. The seatment on the Berserker's not the greatest, but all in all, I'd rather have the Berserker than this thing. You know, it's just, it is what it is. I didn't have hardly any issues with my Berserker. It was fairly straight. The forging was fairly straight. I didn't have very many issues with the bit at all. You know, tomahawk handles, guys, are, you know, you can make your own handles to get them tight, so that's not a big deal. But you had something good to work with the Berserker. This thing here is all messed up. And I will say this too. If you go online, you read a lot of reviews. Now, this isn't the case for everyone and everybody, so don't come after me for saying this, but it's the truth. You may not like what I say, guys, but I'm going to tell everybody the truth, whether they like it or not. If you go online and read a lot of the reviews that give this thing 4 and 5 stars are people that have wrapped leather around it and they've stuck it on their wall. And I can tell you that because when you look at their pictures, they've done all this custom work to it, but the bit doesn't have a scratch on it. There's no marks on the black magnesium phosphate finish, which tells me they're not even using it. It is what it is. I found that too with firearms, with guns, guys. Some people will buy one, they'll get it in, they'll unbox it and say, this thing's the greatest. And they probably have only put 1 or 2 magazines through it. You're not really getting a good review if someone's just wrapping some leather around something and going, yeah, it works, or taking it outside and hitting some logs with it a few times and going, yeah, it works. That's not how you test products. And, you know, I'm not calling anyone out per se. I'm just saying that's not how I test products. And giving something a 4 or 5 star without even using it, number one, is a bit much. If you want to say that it looks great in the review and give it 5 stars, that's one thing. But to say it's great and it could do all kinds of different things when you know there's not even scratches on the bit, I think is a little much. A lot of the reviews where people have actually used the axe, I've seen reviews where people put a review on there saying that they used it, and then they've come back and put update and said the head came loose. The head broke off the handle. Same thing that I had, guys. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of reviews out there that say the same thing I did and have the same breakages as I did on the handle inside the axe eye. So I can't recommend this axe until CRKT fixes how they haft this axe head on the handle and maybe sourcing some different grade hickory handles. I don't recommend buying this axe. If you want to take a shot at getting one and hafting it yourself, you can do that. But I will tell you, you might want to be careful, because the second thing that I noticed that people were complaining about with this axe was the forging doing exactly what mine did, which was drooping left or drooping right. So, you know, there are some people out there that may have gotten a great one, and that's great. But a good majority of the people that I saw that were writing reviews didn't have great things to say about it, and oddly enough, the same problem they had, I did too. I'm going to tell you guys the truth. I'm probably not going to make very many friends doing this. I got a lot of friends. Don't need any more. I'm just being honest, guys. I'd rather, you know, I'm a no nonsense, no BS guy. I'm gonna tell you exactly how it is. If it hurts someone's feelings, I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. But if you make something subpar, I'm gonna tell you it's subpar. Like before, sometimes I only get samples of 1. So if anybody wants to ding me on something, you can say, well, you're only getting a sample of 1, and I would completely agree with you. I'm only getting a sample of 1. But guess what? There's a lot of people out there that are getting samples of 1 too, and they just happen to be having the same issues with this one as they're having the same issues with theirs as I did with this one. And that's kind of ironic. Every once in a while you get one here or there, but this many, there's something going on with this thing. And we all know what it is. Hafting, the handle, and the forge work. Forging on this thing is not very good. I'm going to say this, and this may hurt me. Don't care. The majority of time, the old saying, you get what you pay for, that's true. Is there some instances where it's not? Of course. But I will tell you guys that I do have some experience with Ned Foss, and the Chinese stuff is hit or miss too, just like everything else. But I tend to find that a lot of the Chinese stuff isn't the greatest. It just isn't. Okay. I like American axes. I like Swedish axes. I like German axes. And you can tell the difference between a Chinese made axe and a Swedish or a German or an American made axe. You can. And I'm sorry if that hurts some of your feelings, because some of you want to buy the cheapest stuff possible and then rave like it's the best. And I will say that some cheap stuff works. The Kings County Tools Tomahawk Hatchet works, but guess what? It's not Chinese. You know, the Estwing, that stuff works. But guys, you know, you get what you pay for. The cheaper stuff usually doesn't hold its edge very well. The tempering on it isn't the greatest. It is what it is. If you don't like that, I'm sorry, but I'm going to be honest with you guys and tell some of you the truth. Some of you are just going to not like what I'm saying just to not like it. Whatever. Every axe that comes through here, guys, that I do reviews on, I want it to be a good axe, okay? Some of these axes I haven't had experiences with. This is my first time using the Freyr axe. I've never used it before. I've seen it a million times, but I'll be honest with you, it wasn't something that I wanted to buy. And I'll be honest with you and tell you the reason why I didn't want to buy it is because the way that it was hafted on the handle and the many pictures I saw, I was like, that thing's going to break. Just being honest. That's what I always thought when I saw it. Only reason why I bought it is because I started a YouTube channel and now I'm buying stuff that I normally wouldn't buy. I'll be honest with you, there's a bunch of stuff that I bought that I normally wouldn't buy. And I've been wrong about some of them as far as not thinking that they were going to fly well. But I didn't have them in my hands. It was just kind of visual. Don't judge a book by its cover is what they say. So maybe you should take that when it comes about me. But yeah, the Freyr axe, guys, I'll be honest, whenever I saw that thing online, I was just like, why did they have that thing so high up on the handle? That is a disaster waiting to happen. Tell you what, guys, here's what I'm going to do. I don't want this. I don't have any use for it, and I don't like using compromised axes, compromised forgings. It just doesn't, I'm not going to use it. However, if you guys want it, if you want to maybe work on it, or maybe you could practice your forging work, if you want to practice your forging work, maybe you're practicing learning how to forge or whatever, or do blacksmithing work, or if you think that you could just throw it and you'd be fine with it, you can have it. Go into the comments section, write axe. One per person. You must be subscribed to me, and I'll send this to one of you. I just, you're going to get what you get here, and just understand that. I don't like doing these reviews. I don't like doing this, but I'm not going to sidestep things that I know may have issues just so I can keep everything kosher on this channel. I'm doing reviews. When you do reviews, that means doing reviews on things that you may already think that are bad, but going in with an unbiased opinion, which is what I do. I don't know everything, of course, but I do have a lot of knowledge on axes and axe throwing. And, I want to try to pass that on to you guys. I want to pass it on to my kids, my sons. I want to teach them how to throw. I want to teach them how to use axes, haft axes, things like that. I want to try to give as much knowledge out as I can, but I also want to learn from people too. So that was the whole reason why I got on social media. It's also, it's exchange of information. It's an exchange. If I stay in my own bubble, I'm not going to grow. So if I get on social media and I start talking about things that I know, maybe people can improve my game. I can improve other people's games and make friends, do all kinds of stuff. So, you guys are my loyal friends and my loyal base. So I'm going to keep it real with you guys. I wouldn't buy this until CRKT addresses the issues. And I would hope that someone from CRKT would watch this and really address the issues. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like CRKT to bring this back to America. Or send it to Germany or Sweden or somewhere where people are hafting axes and are forging good heads. Okay, do those other places have issues? Yes, they do. But there's a lot of Chinese axes out there, guys, that have issues constantly. CRKT, how about we bring it back onto America, or bring it to another country that can actually forge an axe correctly and haft an axe correctly, and I bet that you would get a lot better response and you'd get a better axe out of it. Maybe doing stuff like this will improve things, and that's the whole point of these videos, to get good companies to make better products. Hopefully they'll listen, and hopefully we can get some better axes in. So until next time, guys, see you.